Um, well, um, I, I literally just got done fucking crying. I thought that I wouldn't cry this episode, but they made it so much more agonizing. Um, let's talk about this episode. So, obviously, if you've played the game, this episode was to a T with a little extra spice to it. I remember the bigger moments rather than the smaller moments. I'm sorry. This one's going to be a little bit of a quieter reacts. Let's talk about this. So, where do I even begin? So, I don't even remember where the episode started. Gonna be real with you. I think excluding the Abby stuff, because I think the episode started out with Abby. Which I don't even want to fucking talk about that character. And you're gonna see why when I get into the changes of the story. Anyway, so the episode really starts off with Ellie waking up to Jesse knocking on the door and everything. And, yeah, sorry. It's going to be a little bit of a slower review today. So, and then they go, Jesse messes with Ellie throughout the episode. Not throughout the episode, but he messes with Ellie in this little segment. If you've played the games, you know that that's accurate. They played the characters so well, by the way. One of them way too well, which we're gonna get into. But what I liked about this episode, or what I like about this series in general, is that they heighten the characters' like passion, right? So we also got a rundown to exactly what Ellie and Joel's relationship was before, what happens, which the games never did that. They kept that vague. Like, we knew that Joel and Ellie were a little bit better. Like, they at least were okay with each other. But Ellie actively tells Jesse that she wants to go on a run with Joel for daddy-daughter time. That was the sweetest shit. So that makes it almost a little less heartbreaking of an ending to what happens. Because at least we know that it's on good terms, but still. Yeah, so it's good to see that they were kind of rebuilding that relationship before everything. So then we find out that Joel and Dina, first change of the thing, by the way, Joel and Dina are on a trip. Or we're on a trip to scouting. So then Ellie and Jesse were the ones that went to the weed shop. Also, not much Dina and Ellie love, but I think that's more probably, I don't know, because like it's a weird change. Because either way, it's what happens, it'll make Ellie feel guilty. But we'll cross that road when we get there. So then everything's off. The snow is basically silencing the radios and everything. And then sorry. Apparently zombies are running towards Jackson and are like they break in. And this is when I knew that the show was going to piss me off more than the games did. Because in the games, I gave the game grace. I gave the game grace against the fans. Because realistically, some of the stuff that happened in the game was not as bad as it could have been. Yeah, no, not in the show. Not in the show. So, half of our town is dead. So that's piled up on to the shit. Thank God, first off, that they didn't kill off Tommy, because Tommy was like one-on-oneing a bloater. And I thought they were going to kill him off. I was about to throw everything at the wall, dude. When I tell you I was prepared to punch everything in my living room right now, I was prepared, dude. Because, dude, oh my fucking God. They could change everything. Like originally, I wouldn't have thought this. But after the Bill episode, I realized, oh shit, they can just change everything that they want to. So, yeah, they killed half the town. Thankfully, Tommy didn't die. So then we are continuing on. Abby and Joel get to the lodge. Abby, Joel, and Dina get to the lodge. Here's where I started actually full on despising Abby's character. So, this is such a fucking joke. Oh my God. I felt so many emotions this episode. So, Abby has this code, right? The WLF are meant to have this code. And Abby's group agreed that nobody else dies or gets hurt or whatever. Well, apparently they say fuck that, because Abby makes a bunch of threats like, if you don't put down your weapon, we're gonna shoot at Dina in the face. And then she asks Joel, like, where'd you last see the fireflies? And if you lie, we're gonna bash Dina's brains in. And I can't do that, dude. I'm sorry, but that's fucked up, dude. You not only lied to your group, but you're also threatening to bash another person's brains in who's completely innocent to your cause, first off. What I do like is that we got a little bit more emphasis onto Mel's character. I think Mel's gonna be a likable character. I'm just saying it. In the game, she was ass, dude. She had no character. She just, ugh. She was just not a good character. In this, she was actually crying when Joel was like in pain. And dude, when I tell you they lengthened the scene of when Joel is getting his body bashed in, they heightened it, dude. They kept they stayed on the scene of her bashing his kneecap with a golf club, dude. And we get to hear the screams and everything. And it just would not stop, dude. They really held on to Pedro Pascal's screams for this one. Just, it's so upsetting, dude. And then we figure out, then it cuts back to Ellie going into the lodge, and Abby is doing it with her bare fists. What the actual fuck is wrong with this woman? I'm sorry that she lost her father, but with bare fists, that's some psychopathic shit. You're worse than Joel at that point. But yeah, everything that happens. They have Ellie pinned down, and all of that. Ellie gets kicked in the stomach, which I actually kind of like that they changed this about the scene. And that's when Ellie isn't knocked out from the kick. She crawls to Joel. Hold on. She crawls to Joel. Obviously, it's sadder than usual. I broke down throughout the entire scene more than I did with the game. Bro, dude, Ellie was crawling to Joel. I was so worried that they were going to come back and knock her out, but they didn't, and they gave us a final shot of Ellie laying on Joel, and she's fully conscious. Here's the most heartbreaking part about all this is that I think in the game, Joel didn't get to see that Ellie was sad. Joel didn't see Ellie crying because his eyes were completely closed. Not in this one. In this one, Joel has his eyes not wide open, but open enough to be able to see Ellie crying. And you can see his hand twitching. So, there's that for you, which makes that even more heartbreaking because he has to see his baby girl crying over his death rather than dying knowing, not being able to see Ellie, because his final moments are her sad rather than her happy, which is a lot more heartbreaking. So yeah, Ellie leans on Joel. I'm happy they did this because we get to see Ellie's... I don't like seeing Ellie sad, right? Obviously, if I wrote this, it would be a completely different thing, but we see Ellie never actually hated him for what he did, because she still treated him like a father in his final moments. Then after all of that, we get an extended shot of the entire group, and the entire time, I was looking like Anakin. I was looking like Anakin looking at the screen. I was like, please let them step on a landmine and just kill all of them. Which, mind you, I never really felt that, right? Obviously, I did not like that Abby killed Joel. I don't think anybody did. But I never actually despised Abby's character. That's changing. That changes in the show. I'm sorry, but she's too psychopathic. She's too much. She's too extra with what she's doing. In the game, she just killed Joel. Not many casualties. We don't see her threaten anybody else. Her main target was Joel. Not in the show. Apparently that she's so bloodlusting that she was going to kill Dina. So that's fun. What I was hoping, when I saw that Dina was going with Joel, I was so hoping that in some way that changed Joel's fate. I was so hoping that, like, Dina wakes up as Abby. Because the thing is that the knockout juice that they gave Dina only lasted an hour. It only lasted an hour. So I was hoping, like, Dina woke up early and then, like, shoots somebody just to get revenge. But nope, didn't change anything. I don't know why they changed it, because it's like, it doesn't make... I mean, I guess because of, like, the whole horde thing, which... Okay, I'm gonna talk about all of this. So, I'm not really happy with the show. Though I do like that they're doing a more gritty season. You know what I mean? Like, I like that they're going beyond. However, they didn't go beyond for season 1. They in fact did the complete opposite. They removed some stuff. Like, there's a lot more infected within season 1. There's just, like, so much. Season 1 was very zombie focused, and then season 2 was supposed to be very human focused, like people versus people. Which not this time around. I don't like that they killed off, like, half the town. No major character died, but I just don't know why they changed it. It makes me more pissed off that we lost even more than just Joel. That's the thing that I'm upset about this episode. But it's also a highlight of this episode is that they took it too far. First off, the Abby actress, phenomenal acting. But the thing about this is that they made Abby's character a lot less likable. More than she already was in the game. They made her unlikable. But we have to follow her more. That is a problem. I hate to side with the community, but if we had TV show Abby in the games, I would understand people's hate for the games. And I hate saying that because, honestly, I think that the second game was a masterpiece, in my opinion. Season 2 is going to be a hard watch for me. Mainly because they changed Abby's character to be a lot more of a villain. It's upsetting, honestly. Because I was prepared to, like, defend this character. Because I know that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to hate on the character and hate on the show. But a part of me wants to join. A part of me wants to join in the hate. Because a character like Abby should not get away with this. The worst part is that we have to follow her now through more journeys. Let's hope that it's not as much as the game. That's what I'm hoping. And they're not going to change it. They're not going to change the fate of Abby, but in some miracle, I hope that Abby does die in the end. I hope by some miracle, man. But that's it for this episode. I need rest, honestly. This episode was just difficult. That's really all I can say about it, is that it's just difficult. It's a hard watch for people. But anyway, hope you like this video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. And yeah, I'll see you guys later or something like that.